Roland, which of the topics are we dealing with?
Well, they are on Galamsey.
So we can blend.
Yes.
So what I'll do is I'll start with Mr. Akufo's claim on France 24. You see, the level of dishonesty
being what?
That our president exhibits on international platform is terrible. And the reason he does that is that there's no benefit of fact-checking him. Listen carefully. The president had run away from the Ghanaian media and is doing international PR because the international community had come to the realization that this man had become extremely irresponsible and engaged in the arrest and prosecution of protesters. Now listen carefully.
How do you come to that conclusion?
You see, kindly read Article 88 of the 1992 Constitution for me.
Is it on the Attorney General?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Article 88. Here, what does it say?
There shall be an Attorney General of Ghana who shall be a Minister of State and the principal legal advisor to the government. What has that got to do with the argument?
Go to the next
So 88.2, the Attorney General shall discharge such other duties of legal nature as may be referred or assigned to him by the president or imposed by the president or imposed on him by this constitution or any other law.
Perfect.
What's this for?
Now go to the third.
The Attorney General shall be responsible for the initiation and conduct initiation
and
conduct of all prosecutions of criminal offenses.
Thank you. Look, the person who is in court prosecuting these protesters is Akufo's Attorney General, Godfrey Addo. He initiated the prosecution. The person who arrested these protesters is the IGP appointed by Mr. Akufo under his direction and instruction. Now, you know what? These misdemeanors are usually prosecuted by police officers. Misdemeanors. They are prosecuted by police officers. In the specific case of these protesters, the Attorney General himself said he wants to prosecute them. What it means is that Mr. Akufo had direct interest in their prosecution.
Because it's been done by his Attorney General?
Directly. Because you see, usually, police officers who are prosecuted, when it's a misdemeanor, it's not even felony. There are times that they will prosecute stealing, they will prosecute the issues of rape, defilement, among other things. In this specific case, the Attorney General, who was in the UN, at the UN General Assembly with Addo, called for the prosecution of this individual. Now you see, in a very dishonest manner, the president says, oh, I don't know anything, Pontius Pilate. What he didn't tell the news, the journalists, is that when the lawyers for the prosecutors applied for bail, the Attorney General rep in court opposed the bail application. What was he doing? He was acting for and on behalf of the executive. Who has the executive? Is it Edudzi? Is it John Mahama? Is it him? Or my brother here? It is Nana Addo Akufo.
But the argument that the judicial that he makes that the judiciary is independent.
I beg you. Listen, if you read the ruling of the court when the bail application was made, and look, I just want for the record of this meeting, this particular conversation, to just read what the judge said on bail. In fact, he never said anything at all. If you look at the prayer made by the defense attorney, all the judge did was, I refuse bail, without more. And I just want to read the last end of the judge's ruling. The position of the court is that the court is not inclined to grant bail, and the accused person will be remanded to police custody instead of the prison custody prosecution prayed for, and the police having custody of the accused persons. So even the Republic wanted them remanded in prison custody.
Edudzi, what you are claiming is that the president is playing ostrich.
Completely. If not even ostrich, mampam. You know the animal called mampam. See no evil, hear no evil. So it is that man-palm leadership. That is what we have seen up to now. Now, you know, curiously, the police, in fact, misled the court that they obtained an injunction restraining the demonstrators. What the court said, and listen carefully, the police went to the court ex parte. Meanwhile, the High Court has ruled that for protests, you can't go and restrain them ex parte. You understand? So they went ex parte to restrain them from going to the Revolutionary Square and not 37. So the protesters went there. So clearly, these things were done. But you know why? You see, I have always said, the government we have today, led by Akufo and Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, have demonstrated a certain high level of vindictiveness. All they wanted to do is to get a court to remand them for 2 weeks. Listen carefully. Listen carefully. Oliver Barker, whatever, is already before our courts. And he has been attending upon the court from home. So when you say such a person is flight risk, what do you exactly mean? It doesn't make sense. But you see, in all of this, have you heard Bawumia speak about the protesters? John Dramani Mahama had put it out that the 2 weeks given to them was high-handed. He had said the Attorney General should forthwith.
Well, what are you expecting Dr. Bawumia to say?
I beg you, to do forthwith a nolle prosequi. When MPP tax, armed MPP guys stormed a court and drove away a sitting judge, the Attorney General filed a nolle prosequi in respect of that matter. How did it end? And now you are putting mere protesters behind.
Yeah.
Yes.
Should we show the videos?
Please do.
No, should we show the videos?
I want to watch the video.
Okay. Well, they block roads.
Please, no, should we show the videos? Let's show
they block roads.
In 19, please. When you were talking, listen, when you were talking, I was making.
I only asked the question.
No, so later you can ask the question.
Can I send the videos and we show
you are not helping me.
Please, let's show the video.
No, you can send.
Please.
But we have some of the videos, so.
No, show them.
Listen, an MPP communicator sat in this very studio and alleged that by reason of the blockade of roads, 10 people died. Thankfully to Bella Mundi, they called the PRO, the deputy PRO of National Ambulance Service, and he said it's a barefaced lie. So what they have done is to contrive a particular narrative to create the impression that it is the unruly behavior of the protesters that resulted. Akufo is fully aware. Why is Bawumia quiet? He is quiet because he's a beneficiary of this
detention. How can you make such a conclusion?
Please, of this detention of these protesters.
We have freedom of speech, you know.
Now, you know something.
Everybody's free to speak.
You know
when
something.
They want.
It's good you blend the two. So let me just move to the second. On this platform, my brother here alleges that 4 constituencies that the NDC won. The NDC won because of
including Akwetia, I think I remember. Yeah.
Akwetia, first of all. Please. Akwetia, first of all.
Oh, sorry.
Akwetia, first of all. The MPP parliament, MP then, I must say, went independent. And that is what influenced the parliamentary outcome. How then do you blame it on your so-called fight against Galamsey, which never took place in the first place? Now listen, he said, evaluate Jira. NDC won because Galamseyers were paying 1,000 Ghana.
And I said Galamseyers were paying 1,000. Let me,
how in God's name can you say
listen, what I'm
Galamseyers were paying voters 1,000 Ghana cedis? It's barefaced lies. You provide no evidence whatsoever, and you sit on a national platform and parrot these barefaced lies. Christian Honivali was already an NDC seat. Barbara Otinjesi took it in 2016. And it reverted back to the NDC. How is that? So if you pick all the
city, go and talk about Upper Dentra.
In fact, now listen carefully. The people voted for Nanado Dankwe Akufo. Nanado won.
But in all these constituencies, Nanado won.
Please.
In all these constituencies, Nanado won.
If Nanado, listen, is the one fighting the Galamsey, why didn't the people punish him? Per your logic. You sit on it. No, the ban was done by Nanado, correct? But the people in those 4 constituencies he mentioned all voted for him. If he was the one fighting it, why were they blaming the parliament?
So you're saying they were looking at the strength of the candidates?
Perfect. In those communities. Please, don't sit on national television and do that. Now, you know what? If you pick 21 constituencies in Ashanti out of 47, they are the Galamsey zone, the Amansia enclave, Edujama, Kunsu, Manson Kwanta, the Ahafo North, South East and Southwest enclave, then the Konongo Asante Achim enclave. All those 21 seats, MPP won presidential and parliamentary. Please go and do your research well. MPP lost Krowo. Are they doing Galamsey in Krowo? MPP lost Lojokuku. You do Galamsey in Lojokuku. MPP lost Madina Adenta. Were you doing Galamsey there?
Okay. So can I answer these questions?
No. We must all appreciate something.
Then I'll go to Solo.
Okay. When it comes, I'll note it.
Please note it down.
Okay, I will.
So that we have a very austere, gentle conversation.
And look, I want to respect my brother.
Please round up.
My brother Titus Glover. Titus makes a very important point. He says the involvement of MPP operatives, it is what has made the fight difficult.
But that's an old table.
It doesn't matter. The principle is solid, and I associate with that. As we speak, the MPP MCE, the MCE appointed by Akufo Addo for Amenfi East, in the person of Honorable Frederick Kranchi, immediately MPP came to power. April 2017, he registered a mining company called Cofreeze Construction and Engineering Limited. Guess what? On the 17th of January 2023, he applied and was granted a mining concession. So as we speak, the MPP MCE for Amenfi East is into mining. Now he's the chairman of dissect.
Well, the argument was that that's a license.
I beg you. He's the chairman of music. How do you expect the person who has a company engaged in this activity to be the one fighting it? Akufo Addo, I don't know. May this fraud never be perpetrated on Ghanaian. 2, the DCE for Impoho, Honorable Ignatius Asa Mensah, registered a sole proprietorship company called JKSM Mining. As we speak, his company is busily mining in the Odumase Impoho concession as late as 9th of August 2024. Akonta Mining. You remember the MPP PC for Wasa East and that's Frimpong, basically telling Galamseyers to attack soldiers.
The candidate.
Yes.
In that video, okay.
And you see the soldiers.
But he came to apologize.
Please, the soldiers saw how Mahama was brutally murdered. And so you tell your wife, I'm going to duty. And you hear somebody saying that people should attack you. What will be your strength to go and fight? And so the point ought to be made very clear. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia's coordinator for the middle belt, the Honorable Ayu Afriye, the Parliamentary Select Committee Chairman on Health, is on tape telling Ghanaians.
So is Nana.
Please.
No, so is Nana. On tape, saying the same thing.
Calm down.
No, I'm just saying. So is Nana on tape.
Stay calm. Stay calm. When you were talking, I was very calm. Be calm. You are jittery.
No, I'm not.
Listen. When Ayu Afriye, yeah, I'll end here. When Ayu Afriye openly said, Galamsey will not stop today, we will not stop tomorrow. Bawumia had never disassociated himself because that is his coordinator for the middle belt. What was he doing? If that is not the position of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, what you do is that you say, no, even though he's my coordinator within this belt, this is not the DMB position on Galamsey. That is what the
DMB position on Galamsey.
And their position, and let me tell you,
responsible mining. The Galamsey, if he talks about, is responsible mining.
Why can't correct these things? Mirekuduka. You heard Mirekuduka, and I tie it in with Labour. When Labour raised the issue of demonstrating, we felt it was a good call. Then Bawumia's coordinator on mining, Mirekuduka, now went out there and said the NDC is behind organized labor and that the NDC is behind GMA, NAT, among others, to go on this demonstration. From the day Mirekuduka made that statement, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia had never, issued a statement saying the claim by Miracle Duka is not what he represents.
What do you have against
when you are a leader, and your subordinates speak, and that does not reflect your position, you issue a disclaimer.
Oh, please.
Then we know that that is your principal position. Bamia, and I say this, Galamseyers cannot fight Galamsey. The people involved in the Galamsey now are parachiefs of the MPP operatives. So never expect them. I mean, what is wrong? Akufo simply said, I declare a state of emergency on all our water bodies. What is wrong with that? But the president had refused because even business associates of his daughters are directly involved by way of elite minerals. So you can appreciate why
you make of all this conversation. The president goes on the other hand, and then we have this also milling up. Now you seem to be caught in the missiles that have been thrown by everybody else right here.
So Roland, it is the reason you need an independent president. You see, what the president did on France 24 for me was very unfortunate.
Unfortunate?
Very unfortunate, because you see, he gave himself out. In one breath, you say the president is not responsible for jailing people, which is a fact. But you go ahead and make the point that it is their behavior that lands them behind bars. As we speak, has any court tried these people for us to conclude that their behavior fell flat of the laws? They have not been tried, and so nobody can make the point that their behavior is what has landed them there. In fact, as Edudzi said, it is the presidency through the new patriotic party, through the executive, trying to let people shut their mouths, because they have said time without number that if they do not fight this issue of Galamsey, if they allow it to become a topical issue, then their party will lose. And I'm very surprised where they are getting this information from, that in 2020, the NPP lost some seats because of Galamsey. Where is this?
No, because of the conduct of the NDC parliamentary
candidate. But you must not. No. You please.
Take their mic off. Take their mic off. Take their mic off.
You be correcting people.
Take their mic off. Mr. Kojopoku, I think it's let's be Mr. Kojopoku, let's be very courteous to each other, because when your co-panelists are speaking, you tend to be very intrusive. It is not only discourteous, it is not respectful to all of them. So I have categorically said, Mr. Kojopoku, please, let's be civil towards each other. No, please, your mic is off. I am saying, please listen to me. Unless you want to come and moderate. I am saying categorically. No, please. No, please. I am saying, Mr. Kojopoku, listen to me. If you want to make an interjection, that means that you have the whole time to do a rebuttal.
I agree.
But at that point, you cannot make that interjection. What you can do is to just make a call. Then you say that I'll come back to it. That is fair. But where you take the time, 2, 3, 4 minutes, you want to respond to the person, it's not fair. Please take your time, narrate it down, and then when you come to your point, I think all of us can have a very good conversation.
I'm sitting here.
There's nothing wrong with that. You still will sit there and have your turn.
Said not what I did not say.
So you say that, but you don't have a time in it.
So then let's go ahead. But say what I said, not what I did not say.
So what I'm saying is,
Mr. Kojopoku, are you trying to intimidate your co-panelists?
How can you intimidate anybody? Nobody can be intimidated on this platform.
Because so you have your time. You can make a comment. You have said that it's not fair. It's not fair. Mr. Kojopoku, it's not fair. Mr. Kojopoku, it's not fair. It's not fair. It's not fair. No. So please.
The more reason why
are talking, I am saying, and I'll demonstrate it. When you can say, I didn't say that. That's fair. But when you take the time from that point, you want to go on and further explain. It is not fair.
I will interject and make a point and then come back.
That is fair. And then we don't want recurrent interjections, because that means that it becomes a strategy to truncate the flow of your co-panel.
Mr. Solomon, please go ahead. Why he has that? But the point is, the point still remains that it is very, very interesting that a party that is in government, that has all the powers to deal with issues, is now telling us that because of politics, because of the fear of losing votes, Ghanaians must die. That's what they are telling us. That yes, we know the water bodies are polluted. Yes, we know the forest is being destroyed. But because if we decide to deal with it, Ghanaians will not vote for us. We are not going to deal with it. And that they will push the blame to an opposition. What power does the opposition have? If you are not telling us that the opposition have more power than you, then what is your business being in power or seeking to lead this country again? For me...
What did he say that make you conclude that he says the opposition is more powerful? No,
but he's saying that when they make, anytime they make any attempt, the opposition will be fighting them somewhere. And that is not making the fight so, what do you call it?
Effective.
Effective. And for me, I find it very difficult. Then he mentioned the fact that opinion leaders, lecturers and so on, started fighting against the president when he decided to fight Galamsey. I just had a text message from a lecturer in UPS, Dr. Roberto Usubuachi. He's asking, mention just one name of a supposed opinion leader or lecturer that kicked against the fight against Galamsey.